Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Becoming a better thinker may seem daunting. After all, intelligence, at least as measured by intelligence tests, has proven quite resistant to improvement. You might Google just a review of the literature intelligence, and you'll see. While your raw brain power may be hard to improve, whether you make the most of it is more malleable. So, here are some what I call teensies, that is, suggestions that don't require undue effort, that could generate at least some improvement in your intelligence or your thinking ability, worthy in itself. First, slow down. Maybe the easiest way to improve your thinking is to slow down. We tend to be reflexive. It's our desire for closure. But sometimes, if you sense that a bit more brain power might help, a deep breath followed by even just a 1-second pause might help. After all, in just that 1 second, your neurons fire 100 to 200 times. The next 3 tips are corollaries of each other. The first is choose moderately challenging tasks. When you have discretion, consider choosing tasks that are what I call Goldilocksian. That is, not too easy, not too hard, just right. That'll engage your brain at a level at which you can learn. If it's too easy, you learn nothing. If it's too hard, you can't engage with it. For example, if someone gave me an astrophysical math problem, I could try to engage with it for the rest of my life and I'd probably get nowhere and learn nothing. Also, you're more likely to stay with a moderately challenging problem. You'll slowly make progress, which is rewarding, making you want to continue until the problem is solved. Next tip, spend time around moderately better thinkers. You ever been in a lecture or a discussion that went completely over your head? You can't grow from that. Conversely, watching Looney Tunes is not going to upgrade your thinking ability. Instead, think of the people you respect, whom with a bit of effort you can understand. If you don't quite understand their reasoning, or you're working on something on which their input or feedback would be valuable, try to muster the courage to ask them for clarification. Sure, that may reveal that you are less than, but that's a price worth paying if you care to boost your thinking ability. That's because their answer provides customized feedback at the level you need it, and that is key to your growth. Next tip, read and watch things that use moderately better thinking than you have. What magazines, websites, TV shows, books, YouTubes, and so on do you enjoy but which require your full attention? Those are likely to be at your instructional level. That is the level which maximizes your likely growth. Should you take a class? If you're one of the many people who want an expert to structure their learning, take a class or even a course in critical thinking, in rhetoric, or in communication. Even if you gravitate, though, toward an in-person class, you might first see if you can find a highly rated online one. That's because if you limit yourself to in-person classes, your choices are very restricted to just the instructors who are teaching nearby. Plus, there's the hassle of getting to and from, and parking. In contrast, with online classes, you can choose from those offered anywhere in the world. Most of them have student reviews to help you find the right ones for you. You might first consider classes that meet just once. That's because many instructors have a quick point of diminishing returns. Limited to one session, that instructor includes his or her best stuff. But the longer the course, the greater the potential for decline and for padding. The 1-hour LinkedIn learning course called Critical Thinking has been taken by over 320,000 people. And in terms of pricing, you subscribe to LinkedIn Learning for $30 a month, with the first month being free. That gives you unlimited access to all of LinkedIn Learning's thousands of courses. Another course you might consider is something called Mindware. It's a free 12-hour course on critical thinking that's offered through the University of Michigan. It has a 4.7 out of 5 average review. Another very worthy course is Upgrade Your Mindware. It's an $11 4-hour course offered by Udemy. Udemy.com. It has an average rating of 4.4, and I really like Udemy courses because they tend to be practical and well organized. The next few tips increase brain circulation of the brain, and so may optimize brain functioning, at least in the short term. The first example may be surprising, and that is chewing gum. But a review of the literature in psychology today found that chewing gum increases your memory and concentration. I sometimes chew a piece of Trident. Trident rather than others because its sweetener, xylitol, appears to be healthier than aspartame, which is in most gums. And I do that when I'm facing a cognitive challenge, like, for example, when planning a talk like this, or planning a book chapter, or a speech. Exercise, that improves thinking ability even in the long term, and anecdotally, including in my own experience, thinking power seems to improve while walking. I've also found that to be true when in the shower. Maybe that's a combination of increased oxygenation to the brain and not being distracted. Here are a few less useful approaches. A few years ago, exercises marketed as brain training were touted as improvers of intelligence, but independent researchers failed to verify the promulgators' claims. For example, Lumosity, the maker of popular brain training games, was fined $50 million by the Federal Trade Commission, which alleged deceptive advertising that suggested that playing the games a few times a week could boost performance at work, in the classroom, and even delay dementia. In fact, an independent report by Stanford and the Max Planck Institute concluded those claims to be unjustified. Other pop psych nostrums for improving cognitive performance come and go. For example, grit, growth mindset, and especially power poses. Reviews of the literature by researchers other than the concept's originators' research have been disappointed. I did a review of that literature. I think the article is called Beware of Pop Psych Fast Fixes. You can Google that. And even earlier nostrums for increasing thinking ability have also long been debunked, such as that listening to Mozart is going to improve IQ. Society understandably venerates intelligence and its related concepts, critical thinking, problem solving, reasoning, and analytical skills. While, as I said earlier, major improvement in thinking ability may be unrealistic, incremental improvement probably is feasible, and so modest efforts such as those that I've been suggesting here may well be worth it. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I would welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down, your comments, your hitting the share button and sharing on your social media, and or your subscribing. And again, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko.